Good morning, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the Diaspora Machismo. My people, all in all, it was another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American? All in all, it was another beautiful day for a protest. There is nothing particularly important that I should bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I have finished protesting and when I have brought you an update as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring to you something from the word of the Most High God. My people, before I took my leave on the 18th of March, I told you that when I get back, I am going to deal with Revelation, and I will start from Revelation chapter 1 verse 1 and I will work my way to the end of Revelation. However, there are some very important information I need to bring to your attention before I even start touching on Revelation. A lot of people are of the opinion that the Bible and the scriptures are the same thing. The Bible and the scriptures are not the same thing. The Bible is an act of hate. The Bible was created by the Caucasians to deceive the Israelites and the world into believing that this is all there is to the scriptures, so that we will not be able to serve the Most High God and to honor the Most High God as we ought to and as He requires us to do. But the Bible is a book of hate. It is the scriptures mixed with lies. But the scriptures, on the other hand, is a perfect document that came from the Most High God. There is no ambiguities and there is no conflict or confusion within the scriptures. Let me give you a little example as to what I'm speaking about. Most people will tell you that no one knows what the Most High God looked like. But in the scriptures, when the Most High God manifested Himself into something that is tangible, into an image, He manifests Himself as one with woolly hair sitting on a throne. In the book of Enoch, chapter 46, verse 1, it is written there, the Most High God sitting on His throne with hair that is white as wool and is as white as snow. Daniel chapter 7 says the Most High was sitting on His throne and His hair was like wool, and that woolly hair was white as snow. In Revelation chapter 1, 13 to 15, the Most High God was depicted in Revelation chapter 1 as sitting on a throne. But John the Revelator paid more attention and he gave a description of the Son of Man. He said he had woolly hair and he was dressed in a garment that stretched down to his feet, and only his feet was exposed. And he described the feet of the Son of the Most High God as being as burnished brass. In Genesis chapter 1 verses 26, when the Most High was creating everything that is found within the existence of existence, He said to him that was with him, which was the Son of Man, let us make man in our own image and in our likeness. That means the Son of Man and the Most High God look alike, as Enoch said, as Daniel said, and as the John the Revelator said. No, there is no confusion with that. That is as clear as crystal. There is no and, no but, or maybe. This is clear as crystal. Let me bring you something here. Let us go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 to 14. how art thou fall down from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will sit upon the mount of the creation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Here we see Isaiah is speaking about one who wants to be like the Most High and is threatening to do all of the things that the Most High God does. I am going to tie this in, but I don't want to come back to it. So I hope that you make the connection without me having to tell you what the connection is. Let us go to Revelation chapter 12, verse 7 to 9, and hear what it says there. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. And Michael and his angels prevailed over them, and no room was found anymore in heaven for them. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the world. He was cast out unto the earth, him and his angels with him. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 11 to 14, and this text is speaking about the same incident. However, while John the Revelator gives you an account of what happened and how it happened, Isaiah gives you an account of the reason why the thing happened. What I would like you to take note of here is that the dragon is identified. In verse 9 it says, and the dragon was cast out unto the earth, that old serpent called Satan and the devil. So now let us go back up to Revelation chapter 12, verse 3, and see something here. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 10 crowns. John the Revelator is giving you a description of Satan, the devil. He says he was a big red dragon. So the first characteristics that identify Satan is that he is big and red. The second characteristic is he has 7 heads. That means he is a 7-head monster. The third characteristic is he had 10 horns upon his heads. And the fourth characteristics that identify who Satan was is that he had 10 crowns upon the horns. Now let us go to Revelation chapter 13 and read verse 1 and 2. And let us make a connection here. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 10 crowns upon the horns. And when we did our study of Revelation chapter 13, we discovered that the beast coming out of the sea represents a nation, and that nation was the Caucasian nation. And here we see something that particular important with the Caucasian nation and the devil is that they both look alike. They have 7 heads, 10 horns, and 10 crowns upon the horns, like the dragon. Now let us go to the book of Enoch, and let us try to tie everything together here. In the book of Enoch, chapter 105, verse 1, let me give you the story here. Methuselah's son Lamech got married, and he got his wife pregnant, and his first son came forth. Lamech lent some description to his first son. This is what he said about his first son. His flesh was as white as snow, and was as red as a rose. He has hair that was long and was white as wool. His eyes was beautiful when he opened them. He said, I have begotten a son that is unlike any other child that is alive. But he looked like the offspring of the angels. We must conclude that Lamech would have seen the angels, because according to the book of Enoch, They manifest themselves as man when they choose to. And it's obvious the offspring of the angels is going to look like their parents, the angels. This is when the watchers, the holy angels of heaven, leave their holy estate, came down to earth, chose woman to be their wife. They cohabit with those women, impregnate those women, and they create from their pregnancies giants. And those giants will walk in the earth. And therefore, Lamech would have been exposed to the sons of the angels, the giants, and they looked like their father. So he knew what he was speaking about. Now let us go to Genesis chapter 25 and read verse 25, the birth of Esau. If Genesis chapter 25, and we'll read from verse 24 to 25. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there was twins in her womb, and the first came out red. Remember, the first quality of the devil was what? He was a big red dragon. The first one came out, he was red all over and hairy like a garment, and his name was called Esau. So what we can conclude here is that the scriptures does not leave any room for if, buts, or maybe, because it is concise with the information that it contains there. But the Bible leaves questions for if, buts, or maybe, because it is not concise or precise like the scriptures is. What the Caucasians don't want you to know is that Esau is a father of the Caucasians. Where did I get that from? One of the publications of the Caucasians, the Encyclopedia Britannica, the topic Roman rules. In addressing Jerusalem, it says Herod, the Roman king that controls Israel when Jesus Christ was alive, is an Edomite. And we know Herod was a full-blooded Roman. In the publication of the Jews, Chabad.org, it says, in discussing 14 facts you should know about Esau, fact number 12 says that Esau is the father of the Romans. And they accredited the Duke Magdiel, which can be found in Genesis chapter 30, as being the father of the Romans. And we know the Romans is the root of the entire Caucasian nation. Every Caucasian country is an offshoot of the Romans. Therefore, we see that the Bible facts, when compared to historical evidence, concludes correctly. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo.